So we have the Super Bowl coming up on February 7th, and you have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who will have home field advantage, technically. Yeah. And they will go against the defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs. So, obviously this is a big game. Most people will say this is a legacy game between Tom Brady and Buccaneers. So I guess I want to ask you this question. First question, who has the most pressure in the Super Bowl? Is it Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes?
It's going to be Tom Brady, and
Hmm.
simply because Patrick Mahomes is on the road. I feel like if he loses this Super Bowl, I don't really feel like it's going to be a huge deal because I think everybody, including the media and fans, everybody just know that the Chiefs are going to be in the run time and time and time and time again. Like the next 5 years, I feel confidently they're going to be a lock. I have no doubt in my mind that the Chiefs are not going to be a lock for the next 5 years to be contenders. And I feel like it's as much as the greatness that Patrick Mahomes has already been accomplishing, he's going to keep accomplishing. But the main reason that this is very important and that Tom Brady has the most pressure is that, quite frankly, this might be the last time that he's going to be on the field. This is going to be the last time that he can further cement his legacy because I said what I said, and I'm going to keep saying what I said. I don't feel like Tom Brady has to prove anything. I don't. But I do feel like he does have more room to keep elevating himself. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to do that, especially against a person like Patrick Mahomes, who's basically he's it. He's the it factor. And in this situation, Tom Brady is coming to the Super Bowl saying, all right, young fella, I see you, but I'm going to remind you, that I've been the it factor and I'm going to continue to be the it factor. And I think people really need to understand that if Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl, he's going to still be the it factor. I mean, you cannot really sit up there and say that his resume of having 7 Super Bowls, that you could put Patrick Mahomes above that. Patrick Mahomes' legacy and resume, what he done. You can't do that. You can't do that. So for Tom Brady, it's going to be a lot of pressure to win the championship for the Bucs. I believe this is their potentially their first Super Bowl win in franchise history. So there's a lot of pressure for him
Who
to
you talking
do
about,
that.
Tampa Bay?
Yes.
Well, Tampa Bay already won the Super Bowl before. This is back in, I want to say, in the 2002 season or 2003 season. Yeah, 2002 season. The Tampa
Okay.
Bay Buccaneers did win. They went against the Oakland Raiders, so it would not be
Okay.
technically the first time. You could say second
Yeah.
time, but go ahead.
but essentially this will be the first time in over a decade that the Bucs has won a Super Bowl. So there's going to be a lot of pressure doing that, and there's going to be a lot of pressure as well to win it. You know, being on this team for the first time, having a different coach, having just a different environment, because Tom Brady has been secluded to over 20 plus years of success for the New England Patriots. And being 43 years old, he took a very big risk of trying to be in a different environment, a different team, different, coach of Bruce Arians, who is a very great coach and all of that. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this goes. But who has the most pressure? Definitely Tom Brady, because a lot is on him right now to continue to further cement his legacy.
That's very interesting that you say that because me personally, I mean, you could go either way. Obviously with Tom Brady, for him, for his sake, obviously, there's a lot of people who believe that he's a system quarterback, that he could have won without Bill Belichick. And I think that's a very interesting take to say. But also you could say for Patrick Mahomes, strictly because of who he's going against and the fact this is the case. For me, I feel like the player who has the most pressure is going to be Patrick Mahomes. And the reason
Hmm.
why Patrick Mahomes has the most pressure, here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. If Tom Brady loses, the worst case scenario that people would say is that he's a system quarterback or he couldn't win without Bill Belichick. He still got 6 rings. He's
Hmm.
still to most people's eyes is going to be considered the GOAT or the greatest quarterback
Absolutely.
of all time. So it would not hurt him not one bit. If Patrick Mahomes loses to a 43, 41, 42, 43-year-old quarterback, right? If he loses to him and to back to the Buccaneers. If that's the case, and then the fact that Patrick Mahomes probably will not face him again, even though there will still be times that he will have chances of winning Super Bowls and whatnot, he still has time. He's only 25 years old, so there's still time for him. But if he does not win, oh, there's going to be so much that's going to be on him. This right here could be a legacy game right here. This is something right here that can change a lot and can really benefit Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying that this diminishes as far as can he still be in the GOAT conversation, but I'm saying as far as this game, as far as the fact that the only loss he took in the playoffs was against Tom Brady, and the fact that he didn't get the ball back in overtime and whatnot, and we could say here and there about that time that was like, 2 seasons ago, that if it wasn't for that penalty that happens on the Chiefs defense, that lucky penalty, I should say, then probably the Patriots would have not been the Super Bowl against the Rams 2 seasons ago. It would have been the Chiefs. They would have been on their third straight. But for a guy who is in a situation where he's looking at that guy, he's looking at a quarterback that beat him in the playoffs. He gets back in and he doesn't. If Patrick Mahomes doesn't win, then it's gonna be like, dang, but you couldn't beat Brady though. You could have beat that guy. You know what I'm saying? Who people consider the GOAT. So I think for who has the most pressure is definitely Patrick Mahomes. And even though he's the best player in football, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna be crazy if he can't beat him. It's the best player in football versus to people's eyes who consider the GOAT, Tom Brady.
That's extremely interesting that you brought up that point, and it did. I never thought about that because you're right. This is a very big deal for Mahomes as well, because this could potentially be the only chance that he can go against the GOAT. And if Patrick Mahomes won this game, that would just, obviously, talk about it later on the show of how this will help with his GOAT, resume and conversation. But, this is a very big deal for Mahomes to do this just because this is potentially the only time that he could do this. So like I said, this is probably the most interesting Super Bowl I think we're going to ever see. And I'm very excited just to see how this goes for both teams.
Well, it would be very interesting to see what does happen within the Super Bowl 55. Either way, both quarterbacks and both teams have pressure. So I'm intrigued to see what goes down. It's going to be a very interesting game, and we'll just see how that goes. So the Super Bowl 55 is coming Sunday, February 7th at 6:30 p.m. So this is actually going to be interesting. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot is on the line. This could be a legacy game, as I said beforehand. So let's get started with our predictions. This is the big one, the main event of them all. Who you have winning the Super Bowl? Loreal, you go first.
I have Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Really?
Yes, I do. I believe this is probably going to be the most entertaining, and I think in terms of narrative, one of the most dynamic Super Bowls we're probably ever going to see. I feel like this is going to be close. There's could be a possibility where if either team were to quote unquote blow out, it might be like 10 points to the minimum. I think when it comes to this Super Bowl, both defenses are going to show up. Both defenses are going to try to give both Mahomes and Brady a hard time. But I think at the end of the day, the main point of this Super Bowl is who is going to be the supreme? Is it going to be Mahomes or is it going to be Brady? And I feel like Brady is going to come out on top when it comes to that. I really do. I feel like he's going to come out on top. I just feel like, Brady's looking like him, looking at Mahomes like, yeah, young fella, I see you. I appreciate you. It's going to be good, but I'm going to show you how the big dogs roll. And Tom Brady is going to roll. And I feel like based off that premise, the Bucs are going to be the Super Bowl champions at home.
Time and time again, I've heard that you have said that the Chiefs was going to lose at this time and at this time and at this time. I love you. I gotta, man, like, you know what I'm saying? And look,
And if I'm wrong, I'm not mad.
No,
I'm not mad at all.
I'm gonna get on these Tom Brady's people. I will say that. and you know, look, it's gonna be interesting. This is definitely gonna be very, very interesting, just like last year. You know, so I want to clarify that. I got the Kansas City Chiefs. Is this going to be a close game? You know, maybe, probably. It probably will be a close game. I won't be surprised if it doesn't. This is the time. The fact that you give Patrick Mahomes another chance to face this guy, to face Tom Brady, to beat him, to say, no, I got you now after what you did to me 2 years ago. I think that this is the time that the Kansas City Chiefs, especially when they have so much on their shoulders. I mean, it's so much that the Kansas City Chiefs have. They just have too much firepower offensively. Like I said, when I say they were the football version of the Golden State Warriors, I mean it. I mean, how you gonna stop Tyreek Hill? How you gonna stop Travis? How you gonna stop Sammy Watkins? How you gonna stop Edwards? You know what I'm saying? And then you got Patrick Mahomes as well. How are you going to stop this squad offensively? I mean, defensively, you know, like they're legit as well, but I think that's the only way how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to kill him is what Kansas City Chiefs can't do defensively, because offensively, they're going to be on fire. So to me, because they got that man Patrick Mahomes with those offensive weapons, yeah, I got the Chiefs winning it. And whoever wins Super Bowl MVP, it is what it is. It don't really matter. It could be Patrick Mahomes, it could be Tyreek Hill, Travis. It don't matter. But either way, I got the Chiefs winning this bad boy and being the back-to-back Super Bowl MVP. Well, actually, I take it back. Being this, why did I say MVP? I got them being back-to-back Super Bowl champions. There you go. I said
it's a possibility. It is.
Yeah, give it to the whole team. They
give it to the whole team.
They all won Super Bowl MVP, so that'll be interesting for the Super Bowl 55 on Sunday. So we'll see what happens there.